Well, hello there, fellow Chicago Fire fanatics. Grab a tissue, maybe a comfort snack, because we need to talk about something that's got our hearts doing flip-flops. Sam Carver. Just when we thought Violet had finally found a glimmer of happiness after all she's been through, it looks like fate, or rather, the show's writers, might be throwing another wrench into her already tumultuous love life. Remember that sigh of relief we all collectively exhaled during the Chicago Fire Season 13 final. Carver and Violet, finally admitting their feelings. It was a moment we've been rooting for, a beacon of hope for our beloved paramedic. We were ready for the swoon-worthy, happily ever after kind of storyline. But then, Jocelyn Hubin, bless her heart, spilled the beans. And now, instead of celebrating a blossoming romance, we're left scratching our heads and wondering, what in the world is Chicago Fire going to do with Carver's departure? And more importantly, how is Violet going to cope with yet another heartbreak? It's not a question of if Carver is leaving anymore. It's a gut-wrenching how, and the ripple effects it'll have on Violet, Firehouse 51, and the very soul of the show. The Carver Conundrum. How do you say goodbye to a rekindled flame? Okay. So Carver's Denver transfer was already on the table in Season 13. The easy, straightforward way to write him out would be for him to just, well, go. But come on, Chicago Fire. After that emotional, tear-jerking confession of love for Violet, a sudden poof, he's gone, would feel like a slap in the face. It'd be abrupt, unsatisfying, and honestly, a bit cruel after all that emotional buildup. So how will they justify his departure without making us throw our remotes at the TV? One theory swirling around is that his transfer was set in stone before the romantic fireworks with Violet. This would give us that classic bittersweet, star-crossed lovers vibe, forcing them into a long-distance relationship that, let's be real, probably wouldn't last. We've seen enough of those on TV to know how they usually end. An off-screen breakup that leaves us feeling just as bummed as the characters. Or, perhaps, Carver, despite his deep feelings for Violet, might still decide he needs a fresh start, leaving Violet to pick up the shattered pieces of her heart once more. Ouch. Then there's the more dramatic and slightly terrifying option. Carver gets injured in the line of duty early in Season 14, forcing him into retirement and a move for recovery. Now this would definitely pack an emotional punch, giving his character a definitive exit. But here's the thing. Chicago Fire already ripped our hearts out by killing off Evan Hawkins in a tragic accident. To put Violet through a similar ordeal with another love interest feels redundant, doesn't it? Almost like the show is trying to make a point about Violet's perpetually unlucky love life, and we're not sure we're here for that kind of emotional torture. The most likely, if not the most fulfilling, scenario is a quick fix in the Season 14 premiere. Think a time jump. Carver left for Denver shortly after the final, and the show just moves on. It would allow them to bypass the messy emotional fallout, but honestly, it would feel like a disservice to the emotional journey Carver and Violet just embarked on. We invest in these characters, in their relationships, and to just gloss over such a significant development would feel cheap. Violet's roller coaster. Will she rise or be crushed? Oh, Violet. Our strong, resilient Violet. She has already been through the ringer, hasn't she? Losing Hawkins in Season 11, spending all of Season 12 grappling with that grief, and then finally, letting her guard down with Carver. Now this. Another devastating loss. It's enough to make anyone wonder if she can even take it. This could be a breaking point for her. And honestly, we're holding our breath. Lizzie Novick, bless her soul, will undoubtedly be there, a rock for Violet. But Violet's reaction to Carver's departure could swing in one of two very different directions. She doubles down on her career. This is the Violet we know and admire. She might channel all that pain and frustration into her work, becoming even more dedicated as a paramedic. This could open up incredible storylines where she takes on a bigger leadership role, mentors a new recruit, and proves to everyone, and herself, that her worth isn't tied to a romantic relationship. We'd love to see her soar professionally, defining her own path. She considers leaving Firehouse 51 herself. This is the one that gives us a knot in our stomach. If Carver's exit shatters her too deeply, Violet might question whether she can continue to work in the very place where so much heartbreak has followed her.